Man, go ahead, take it.
We want to tell you about some breaking news near downtown. You can see this one is really aflame. This is San Pedro and Marshall. Firefighters working what has since we went to commercial, has become a 2-alarm fire at an apartment house. We're hearing that people were possibly in the building. You might be able to tell from the way it looks. It is not far from San Antonio College. What you're looking at here is 35 up to that Luby's, right by the Luby's on Main, looking at the fire there again near the San Pedro and Marshall.
Smoke right out there. Firefighters still out on the scene. There will be for some time.
And of course, we're going to have a crew there. It's really interesting to watch something like this because you've got so many heaters coming on with the cold weather, as Bill has talked about and will talk about. Who knows what caused it, but that is nasty.
A lot of traffic, too. People probably looking at that smoke, so if you have to go through that area, be careful, be wary of that smoke.
Yeah,
it might be some sort of,
go to three.
Without looking through that and having to drive through that.
Skycam more angry
That's Skycam.
than when you drive past something like that while they're trying to fight it. This is the view from Skycam. Again, San Pedro and Marshall. We've got control over Skycam to show you how it looks from. This is on Cypress Tower, which is kind of north and east of that area.
All right, guys, we're dropping some stuff here.
It's near
there you go, Master.
The flames look
Do what you
very
can.
intense from here. You can see the homes actually look like they're pretty close together. A lot of these are the older homes that we were talking about earlier, Chris, that have, in recent years, recent decades, been converted to more of the apartment type.
And they can slice those things up, and it can make them pretty darn dangerous, depending on how they're inspected and so on.
Very dry, lots of old trees out there. The homes are pretty close together, so firefighters have to work quickly. You can imagine there's probably quite a few engines out there.
We already did
to bring this blaze under
You
control.
almost never see this much flame. I mean, you see the smoke, but to look at that flame, it's clear it is way, way ahead of the firemen at this point.
Chopper will be there in a few minutes.
This reminds me of the Our Lady of the Lake fire that we covered last year.
Real quickly. It looks like it's still kind of spreading, and we do have Chopper 5 HD on the way to the scene right now to bring you more pictures of what is happening from up above in the sky. But you can see that this just ignited probably just a few minutes ago, but there are quite a few fire stations in the area that can get there pretty quickly. You can see the water shooting from some of the ladders right now.
And usually when they get to that point, they get pretty quick control. It doesn't look like it's happening. Again, we have word, we've heard, we don't have confirmed word, but we've heard that there may be people or may have been people in there when it all broke out. We can only hope that they are all out now. Again, this is a fire at San Pedro and Marshall. I bet I could call another alarm on it right now, Sarah. It looks to me.
You know what? You're probably right about that. Again, this is one of those older homes, older neighborhoods. The homes have been converted to usually something like quadruplexes, and you've got 4 apartments in there. As you said, people may have been inside this particular home, and you have to wonder if it hasn't already spread. It looks like it's growing.
All right, the flames
guys, 28
over the street.
29, 30. Okay, next thing is going to be weather after this.
Poles are even catching fire right there.
So just kill everything before all that.
Working it from several angles, it looks like, but it looks like they're mostly there to the right side of the screen. You can see the water coming from the fire, the ladders on that end.
Yeah, you can see it coming back the other way. But in general, I imagine they couldn't just go and get under it where that flame's coming over. You wouldn't have oxygen. It would be way too hot.
Right, and in this type of structure, I mean, it's a lot more likely to be determined, or they're going to say that it's not something you want to go into at all. I mean, once it starts burning like that, it's considered a danger that it may collapse. So they're going to stay back and fight it from the outside, and hopefully, as you said, they got everybody out.
Now, almost as important, of course, is the weather right now, the way the temperature is going. Can we go to Bill now and then keep an eye on this fire and get back to it?
As to weather?
Bill, are you there? What's the wind conditions out there right now? It doesn't look like it's too windy. It's been kind of drizzly throughout the day.
You can see those flames and that smoke being moved. It's a north wind that we're still going with about 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting once in a while. So we're still going to be under that kind of a wind speed for at least another 2 to 3 hours before we get those winds under 15 miles an hour. The temperatures are the other battle on this. I mean, those firefighters are working in conditions around upper 30s to 40 degrees right now. So it's really not the best conditions, but the wind speeds should begin to subside, I would say, by 8 or 9 p.m.
By that time, we could lose a whole neighborhood, though.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, those
Go to room
flames,
seven.
these pictures are amazing.
They really bring in several,
What do you got there?
fire crews from several different stations to really attack this fire as much as they can.
Transguide.
So, if they've got one fire this large working, they can all go in there at once. But when they get calls like they did last week, where they've got 2 fires going on at the same time, different sides of town, even 3 fires, then you're kind of strapped for
3D, Bill.
This is from Transguide, which again is down there on I-35 by Main Avenue, and they've sort of zoomed in on the thing a little bit. It's hard to tell how much that thing is spread. But that is a huge fire. That is just huge.
Yeah, we're told that it has been upgraded to a 3-alarm fire. So this fire is still growing. Been going now for a few minutes. Firefighters attacking it for some time, but right now there's a lot of dry wood. These homes are older, and the wood is very dry. The trees are pretty dry out there, and the homes are pretty close together.
It's good.
Everybody who's under that thing right now is exceptionally brave.
Chopper's in the air. We almost have Chopper. We almost have Chopper.
I'm concerned now about what it might be throwing into that wind that could catch on something downwind from it.
Get Chopper to stand
by.
by.
What you're viewing here is from the Cypress
We got Chopper
Tower,
5.
which means we're a little bit northeast of it, so you're actually seeing it kind of from south to north. There's Chopper 5 coming up now, Chopper 5 HD.
You can see some of the fire crews out there, the lights from the trucks that are surrounding the fire.
God damn it, we're playing catch up. We're going to do our best.
We have crews, of course, on the way to the scene. Chopper 5 just got there in HD. You can see it looks like, can you tell if it's still just one
they had
building?
pictures. That's the
It
only
looks
picture
like
they
they've
had.
got a second fire going. I just don't know what it is. We have seen 2 separate areas, whether it actually started that way or not. But 3-alarm fire will bring something like 40 to 50 fire units there. Not
all right, go ahead.
Take
it. Take room 3.
But yeah, they will be throwing just about everything they've got against this.
We'll have to use Transguide pictures there for the
What did you say, Bill? 15 to 20 mile an hour winds?
Yeah, the gusts have been over 15 miles per hour in the last 2 hours or so, and I still expect those winds to stay there, Chris, at least 15 to 20, probably until 8 or 9 p.m. before we can at least count on those winds getting under 15 miles an hour. By overnight hours, they should be about 10 to 15 miles per hour.
Go ahead and tune that Chopper if you can, please.
To south, so blowing into downtown, according to what we're looking at.
Now, you just go ahead and start giving us a little weather. I don't know what the time's going to end up being, but...
Go ahead and take Bill.
Right, let me show you what's going on. Temperature-wise, we've seen the cold air moving, and now we're waiting for the precipitation. We had light drizzle early, but then we kind of dried out as the front came through. We've stayed overcast. It's a humid, cold, 40 degrees right now here, but look at Fredericksburg, 28, just above freezing at Kerrville, 33. In fact, Rock Springs already below freezing. So it's these regions that are going to spend several hours on the mark of like 10 to 12 hours below freezing that are going to be a huge problem for tonight. Winter storm warning in effect. I'll be here throughout this evening to update you on the bottom of your screen, and of course interactive radar on kens5.com. We're back after this.
We're good. Roll the break, and Faye, take break. I had no idea it was going to go to break.